I'm Sofia Vergara. I hope that you have been enjoying the Global Festival of Media. You've now seen how celebrities, influencers, and personalities can impact your brands in this new world of social media. I want to introduce you to my partner in business and in crime, Luis Balaguer, and our good friend Mitch Canner, who are here to explain to you how this new world of media works. Hopefully, they will do a better job at explaining it to you than what they do when they try to explain it to me. Enjoy the rest of the festival. Gracias, Charlie, and I hope to see you all soon. Mwah!
Good morning. We're having a great time. I hope you are. Luis,
I'm fine.
thank you for making it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's good. First of all, congratulations to you on Latin Week. You know, so far, since last night, we've had the opportunity to have dinner with El Gordo, with the Turner guys. We got to meet Gabby, all the influencers, and now Sofia. So I'd love to tell a quick story about how you guys started to be successful. Luis has been in business with Sofia for about 20 years now. And the way the story is told is there was one network at that time that actually dominated your career. And it caused you not to be in a position to make a whole bunch of money. So the two of them were sitting and having coffee one morning when Sofia had a great idea. And the idea was that the two of them would find a partner and make a calendar with Sofia. They were broke. The calendar sold 12.5 million pieces. They weren't broke anymore. Let's take a look.
I don't think we're looking at anything.
So now we understand why it did 12.5 million pieces. What's really interesting about Luis as a manager, though, is that what he took was something that was incidental and turned it into a brilliant career. It's always a partnership with talent. And what Sofia and Luis have done really brilliantly, if you look at the last few years especially, you know, she has had a small TV show.
Modern Family.
Yeah, only about 7 seasons and developed an amazing career. But what Luis did past that was what was most important, I think, from Sofia's perspective, and that was when you see films like Chef and Fading Gigolo, where Luis was able to take a person who probably would have done more shows like Modern Family and turned her into a really brilliant actor, and that's to be lauded. One of the things that's really important here, and one of the reasons I think I wanted to talk to Luis, was I don't know that anybody has a business that has more insight into Latin culture. The fact is, how many clients do you have at Latin Week in the talent space?
Well, we are divided in 2 areas: exclusive talent to Latin Week and talent that Latin Week represents and does deals with, probably totaling somewhere around 200 talent. And now, a few years ago, we started with a representation of this new breed of talent that we call influencers. I think, you know, going back to Sofia, really what we learned in 2000 is to use the airtime that a TV network would give us, understanding that a TV network was never going to pay us what we thought we deserved, you know, to create businesses alternative to that, where we can promote any type of product and see direct sales. That's really what started Latin World Entertainment. You know, it's using platforms in order to partner that talent with brands and impact their sales. I think that social media and the internet really gave us that opportunity, especially in the Hispanic market, where most of the time we were dealing with monopolies that really could turn on or off your career in an instant. Social media gave us the freedom to really reach our fans for the first time together in a direct matter instead of going through a middle person.
The thing that's really interesting about Luis's business is that the talent offers real authentic engagement. You know, we're in a room that speaks to data management and data utilization and churning it in every different way. What Luis tends to do with social media is actually create social moments that are about cultural moments. And cultural moments are actually what we care about, the stories that social actually take. So what's also additionally fascinating is what we just saw. Those influencers, Luis happens to represent an amazing number of influencers outside of his core business. And if you could speak to that, it'd be great.
Well, I'll make you a very short story. We did a wonderful deal with YouTube, and YouTube, you know, financed our channel in order. You all read 2 years ago where they wanted to create more content. We were able to not only be the #1 channel in Spanish that they financed, but actually they renewed us for a second year and giving us literally close to $10 million to create that content and reach an audience of 600,000 subscribers in 2 years. Well, while everybody was applauding us by the success, I kept looking at these new influencers that they, without a penny, were reaching audiences of 10 million subscribers, 5 million subscribers. So I couldn't help but feel like we were doing something really, really wrong. And I felt like a loser. So we went and we started the conversation, you know, with these influencers and tried to show them how to bring their experience and what at that time was their pastime or their hobby into a real business. And today, what we wanted to achieve here with Charlie and Jeremy and the team was to show the impact that an influencer can have on your brand at any given time. We came out, you know, with the idea of a hashtag, put it out there just to our fans without really doing any bought media or anything like that. And right now we are trending topic worldwide with a funny hashtag, you know, that.
And you don't even know it off the top of your head.
So what we are trying to show is that, look, the same way you guys would not play a radio spot on television, TV spots, you know, do not live well on social media. There are very few companies in Spanish that are getting this and that are taking the lead on it. Here in the room are companies like Cisneros that is kicking ass, you know, and understands the transition from going from television production to expanding into digital and taking that lead. Telemundo is also doing great things, but at the same time, we're seeing a lot of companies that still are trying to hold on to the old model. We saw what happened to a record industry when they tried that a few years ago, and it's unbelievable that many of them are still defending the way of doing business on social media as if it was television.
Yeah, I think what you speak to is authenticism, and I think what you speak to also is the authenticism of real stories in the social space. What's interesting also to me is how you create practical engagement, you know, by getting your talent out into the marketplace as opposed to sitting in the room. You spend a lot of time with Sofia and your other talent on the road.
Yes, well, it's all about, first of all, honesty. And we learned that lesson the hard way, you know. At the beginning, we were doing what we knew. Hey, such brand is paying you, come out and tell your fans to start consuming it, fans would very quickly come out and call us and say, hey, you're a sellout, you're trying to sell us into a brand because you're getting money and you're not being honest and just saying that you were hired. We tried a different approach following the advice of the influencers next time, where it is, let's just be honest. Let's say, you know what, Coca-Cola hired me for this and I want you all guys to taste it with me. The result of the audience was amazing. It was pride, number one. They were very happy that their favorite influencer was being noticed by a company like Coca-Cola, and they were very happy that the conversation was honest, and he was inviting them to try a product that he was getting paid for. So we had to forget everything that we knew about television and doing that ad, oh, please drink Coca-Cola, you know, and actually taking it to a real conversation and bringing brands into that intimate, honest talk between an influencer, a celebrity, or a superstar, and their audience, you know. That was a success.
Yes, it's and it has been quite successful. You've talked a lot about the idea of, you know, there's just certain things that you can do. There's certain deals that you can make with talent, and then what do you look at? What is the number of influencers that you think that you manage?
The number of
influencers that you feel that you manage within
that we're managing
yes.
right now. Well, we're managing the top 35 influencers in the Hispanic world,
Right.
And when you put them together with the top celebrities in our agency, TV hosts and actors, we're reaching right now 300 million subscribers on a daily basis, growing at 22,000 new subscribers per day. So, oh, and we did not spend $1 into getting one subscriber.
So you're consistent to your brand. No, I'm just kidding. The thing that I find fascinating about what Luis has built is how do you productize that? How do you productize the insight that you have that's unique, as opposed to people taking your data, taking your information, because you do create cultural engagement and utilizing that as a product.
I would tell you that probably influencers are ahead, you know, and even celebrities like Gaby Espino that you saw here today. Gaby is one of those rare celebrities, actresses, hosts, that has been able to cross over and become a real influencer. You know, Gaby very quickly found out that her audience wanted to know her beauty secrets, wanted to know her exercise secrets, and she partnered up, you know, with Yes You Can, which is a dietary plan. And right now, they are selling literally millions of dollars a month through GabyEspino.com and YesYouCan.com, and just redirecting traffic, you know, that comes for those questions and goes and buys the product. So we know that it works when you tie a store, a link directly to the conversation and you bring it up. We see it with Gaby, we see it with Sofia, we see it with most of our influencers. Now, I think the trick is how for these worlds to come together, and we are looking to build a bridge between the brands and the content creators.
So it's been an age-old problem, and I think it's starting to change now where disintermediation has become a key element in how this is going to work better. I mean, how rare is it that people in this audience actually have the conversation with Luis? Is there anybody in this room that actually tends to get right to the talent immediately? Because at the end of the day, it's a cultural conversation you want to have, but between intermediaries and then transactional partners, you never quite get to the conversation that should be the actual transaction.
Yes, and look, it's just an ever-changing world. And right now, we pretty much wake up every morning knowing that we don't know anything, and that it just changes quickly. Last year, it was all about Twitter. We saw all our traffic there. You know, the conversation was happening in Twitter. This year is all about Facebook again. You know, and Snapchat is growing at a huge rate. So while we are not trying to build the next Snapchat or Twitter, we're just going where the conversation is happening. Or like they say in English, we're fishing where the fish are.
Who says such things?
I heard that in a few places. So it's quite interesting. You know, while before we saw that our creators would go to TV network executives, sell them into an idea, and then they would sell it to advertisers. Right now, what we're promoting is that conversation to be between advertisers and TV creators directly, without any middlemen, for this new era of internet. That doesn't mean that on television things are gonna keep going the same way they're going, because that's what works for them. We just feel that this is a brand new road. The same way we had print, we have radio, we have television, now we have social media.
So the one thing I could encourage is one thing that you guys need to really do is start to think about how do you disintermediate the process and get to the solution. The solution actually rests in culture. So why not talk to culture? Anyway, it's good to spend a few more minutes with you. Maybe we'll get another coffee in. Thank you guys so much for having us, and thank you for having the influencers, and thank you for letting us be a part of this.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.